Hi, this is Denise of PaperKraftD, and today I want to share with you a really fun project to kind of get into that holiday spirit. I carry my phone around with me everywhere, as I'm sure most people do, and I have this clear case, so I can decorate the back according to season and my mood and all that fun stuff. And so I thought it would be really fun to alter this with some stamps that I have and create a insert for this that is in the holiday Christmas spirit, just to kind of make sure as I'm going around town that I kind of remember what this season's about and, you know, feel the joy and the anticipation for the upcoming Christmas holiday. So if you would like to join along, I am going to be using this Christmas from the Past one stamp and die set from Elizabeth Craft Designs, as well as this December Postage stamp set from Elizabeth Craft Designs. And very simply, I am going to take my stamping platform because I don't have a steady enough hand to do this perfectly the first time around. I'm going to cut some of this paper down. I hope you can see that I've got some shimmer to this paper. It's really gorgeous. I think I just got this at Michael's. It's not, you know, hard to find this kind of paper at all. It has a little bit of like a gold shimmer to it. I'm just going to cut it down. I don't know, take overkill because I don't need that big of a piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it up into this corner, but I'm going to tape mine down only because I don't have a really good solution right now for my stamping platform to keep my paper down securely. I'm looking into some different options. And so, you know, hopefully I'll have something in the near future that will work. But for now, you know what? I think this will be just fine. Got some little goobers on there. And then I'm going to take, I have this template for my phone, and I'm just going to lay it on here and draw around it just so I know where I need to be placing my stamps. The focal point of this is going to be this really beautiful cardinal here, but I want to make sure that I put it up high enough that I have room for this stamp here. Okay. I'm going to cut up some of this. I always use this dry wax paper in my craft room. It's kind of nice because it has a multitude of uses, but mainly it kind of protects my cardstock as I'm trying to, you know, audition different pieces in different places here. Make sure I have the placement correct. So let's see, I'm going to move that out of the way a bit. I can put that there. Good. Does that look pretty centered? Sure. Why not? Okay, let's try that. I'm going to use some Evergreen Bough archival ink. And I'm just going to ink up this stamp. Pretty good. Yeah, actually, that's great. Okay. I'm going to take that off. The next thing I want to make sure that I have on here is I want to put this Santa Claus stamp, and I want to line that up like right here. All right, that looks pretty good, I'd say. And this time I'm going to be using some gray archival. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do now, this cardinal on there. So I want to get the right placement for that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I think so. That looks pretty good right there. Okay, and this time I'm going to be using coffee archival ink. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry for half a second. As a matter of fact, I might just do a quick pass with the heat gun. I don't want to do it too much because this stamping platform isn't actually designed for heat. This is a stamp and die set right here. So I used this die to cut out a little mask for this. So I'm going to put the mask over the bird, but I'm going to give it a minute to dry first before I do that. Let's see, I'm just going to take and put this stencil, mask over the top of this. All right, just brush that down a little bit. Make sure I want to do this one up at the top here. All right, and now I'm going to use some speckled egg archival ink. And this stuff is really, really light, so it'll probably take a couple applications. All right, so I know it looks like I'm stamping right on top of the bird, but don't freak out. Because I have that mask on top of the bird stamp, none of the stamping that is going directly over the bird will actually be on the bird. So this is just a really nice way to kind of create a background stamping effect over a focal point. It's nothing I invented. People have been doing this for years and years and years that are stampers, but you know, this stamp set is super nice because it has, you know, the stamp and the die together, so it just makes it super easy to create a mask like this. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to this other stamp set, and I'm going to use this this Christmas thing. Hopefully it'll fit here. Yeah, I think it will. Okay, so I'm just continuing to build up this background stamping, and I'm using the speckled egg archival, and so, you know, this is a lighter ink, so it takes several applications of the ink in order to get a dark enough stamping image. So you can see that I'm doing each of them multiple times. A couple places I can see, I remove this mask
because I want to get the full image in there and it won't allow me with the mask. So, but you know, then I put it back on because most of these is just background, and it doesn't really matter what they say so much as they just kind of, you know, get little bits and pieces of everything. If you are interested in these Elizabeth Craft Design stamps, I have a 10% off coupon code in the description box below and also at the end of this video. So check that out.
Okay. All right, so the next thing I want to put on here is this up here. I can get that. Okay. And for this one, I'm going to use this barn door archival. And then I've got this December 25th. I want to do the number on this speckled egg. And I want to do the December portion of this evergreen bough. That looks awesome. I love that. And right here, I want to put no peeking.
So I'm going to repeat this no peeking stamp 3 times on this phone case, and the top one is going to be the darkest, so I'm going to stamp that multiple times. I think I do it 3 or 4 times. The next time I stamp it, I'm going to stamp it, you know, fewer times, so, you know, maybe half of that, so maybe 2 or 3 times. And then the very last time, I'm just going to stamp it once. And I just like this repetition on stamped backgrounds like this. I think it looks super cool and just adds kind of a fun little element and kind of draws your eye to those sentiments that are just, you know, kind of quirky and fun.
Excellent. All right. Let's see. Wonder if this would fit right here. Tree. I can just get the tree in there.
So again, I'm just building up the background stamping using various text stamps from those 2 stamp sets and speckled egg archival ink.
All right, I think that's looking pretty good. Okay. I'm going to take this one from right here. I want this, I just want the 5 cents. I don't want the 25 cents. I just want that. Cool. And on this one, I'm going to be using the gray again. Okay, I love that. Just love that. Super cute. All right, and then the last one that I'm going to put on here is this little, okay. And again, this is going to be with the gray. Actually, I like that just like that. Okay, so I'm just going to take this mask off. I can wipe it off a little bit if you want. Nothing really came off of it. And I've got the backing for it right here. Oops, let's see, I'll move it down a little bit. There we go. And I just store it in here with the die. So that makes it really kind of handy. Okay, so I love it so far, which is awesome. But now I'm gonna switch to some distress inks. So I'm gonna be using, let's see, Evergreen Bough, Pine Needles, Festive Berries, and Antique Linen, and Brushed Corduroy. Okay. And I've just got these little brushes here. These are little rounded brushes. I got these on Amazon. I absolutely have to say I love, 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 love them. Okay, and then I'm just going to use this to kind of wipe the ink off on. Let's see. There we go. So again, this is just the Antique Linen. And I'm just going to kind of go like in a little circular motion and kind of get go over the whole thing. Some areas heavier than others, more of the heavy portion like right in the chest area, but kind of a light overall application. All right, that's pretty good. And I'm using this picture here as a guide. I did not even realize that female cardinals are essentially brown. So yeah, I'm kind of excited by that. I'm going to actually add a little bit of this Antique Linen to this ticket as well. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, now I'm going to take the brushed corduroy and I'm just going to take it right on that same one and kind of go like in the same area where I made it a little heavier. Like a little heavier application. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take the red. And this is Festive Berries. And I'm just gonna add like some red streaks right in here. And a lot of this I'm gonna blend in with the corduroy. So, I'm going to use a little bit of this, kind of lighten this up a little bit. these guys have like a little bit of red, like right here, kind of on there. What do I do with that? There it is. All right, and then I'm gonna add a little bit more of this. Just kind of blend it in a little bit. Just add a little bit more of that. Okay, yeah, that's looking pretty. Maybe do a tiny bit more of the red, just like right here. Just give it a little bit more pop. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit in the plume. And I'm just blending it in a little bit with the brushed corduroy. I just think they look really, really pretty together when they're kind of blended in.
So it felt like the red was a little too dark in the plume and the head area, so I just blended that out a little bit with some more antique linen, and I'm actually removing some of the ink with that paper that I just pressed on there. And I'm going to continue doing that, and then I felt like to balance it out, the feathers on the side needed to be a little darker, so I'm going to go back in and add a little bit more red there.
I'm just kind of blending it all out so there's no harsh lines or anything. All right, yep, loving that. Okay. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of this evergreen bough. I'm just going to very lightly kind of go over kind of going a little bit of like a, I don't know, squiggly back and forth. Don't want too much. Making it, I want to make it fairly light.
As you can see, I'm just following along those branches from the stamp.
Okay, so I'm not trying to do a real even application or anything. And then I'm going to go in with some pine needles and kind of just keep that more toward the middle of the stem.
And at the base, not going too far out to the tips.
Okay, so that just adds a little bit of some greenery and pulls in, you know, these colors here, this color and that color. Just going to take a little bit of this red. All right, so I might just go in with a couple little details on the eye here.
So I'm just going in with a Faber-Castell pen in fine, and I'm going over some of those lines and details around the eyes in black because that is a detail that the female cardinals have, so it's kind of cool.
Cool. All right, I think that's looking pretty good. And then maybe do a couple little highlights that look like they got kind of lost. Let me use the stamp as a guide. If I can see. Let's see. I have to go with the
And here I'm just using a Ranger white opaque pen to add in some of those highlights that were lost when we were stamping and coloring.
I'm just gonna cut this off. I'm gonna use my 1/4 inch rounder. I don't want any of the pencil mark to show, but I want to get as close to that pencil.
And now I'm just going to add a little bit of pumice stone distress ink all around the edges.
I want you to see the magic as this happens, because this is just, I'm continually blown away. You think, oh, this is no big deal. Psh, watch this. Get just this gorgeous. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at the color that this turns. Look at that color that this turns. It's like it really brings out the gold. It's like the smokiness of this just brings out the gold and the gold undertones. It's absolutely stunning. I love it. I really love it. Okay, I am totally loving this.
I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. I really had a lot of fun making this, and I am so excited to actually use this every day leading up to Christmas and probably beyond. I really love the way she turned out, and you know, I just having these little reminders that spark the joy of the season for me are really important to stay present and not get caught up in all of the commercialism of the holidays. You know, I really want to come back to what's important to me and how I want to celebrate this holiday season. So if you feel inspired, you have all the details now to make one of these for yourself. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you did enjoy today's video, please give it a like. Leave me a comment down below. Have you ever had a clear case like this where you've made inserts? I think they are just such a fun idea, and they could even make really great holiday gifts. So please also, if you enjoy this kind of content, consider subscribing to my channel. And if you really like my channel, consider sharing it with your friends and your communities so that this can grow and we can, you know, build our crafty and paper crafting communities. Again, all of these products can be found on Elizabeth Craft Design website, and I have an affiliate link for that, which will be right here at the end of this video as well as in the description box below. Again, thank you for joining me today. This is Denise with PaperKraftD, and craft on.